great. So basically, we've been given a piece of equipment for free by a company, and we are going to test it out. This piece of equipment is known as the Enviroklenz Air Purifier and Cleaner, and it basically filters out air in a environment where you want to have clean, breathable air, like a hospital or a house or any industrial setting, really. And it takes in air, it filters out volatile organic compounds, poisons, dust, and even microbial life, which you don't want in like a hospital, for instance. Some very simple operating stuff. There's a knob for how strong you want the turbine inside to be, and also a button for UV light. If you look in the back, you'll see that turbine right there. It's very powerful, can suck in a lot of air very quickly, so it can actually clear out a very large space. It was something like, what? Like
10,000 square feet or something?
Yes,
yeah.
So this is very good for large environments. They've been very thoughtful with the design of that as well. On this thing here, you have a ledge that basically flips a switch that allows that UV light only if the back panel is on, so it can't be on while you're able to see in. You have these filters, which literally slide right in.
The one on top is a proprietary brand Enviroklenz filter. It's their own sort of compound which is able to filter out very nasty stuff quite effectively. They also have a HEPA grade hazmat filter, essentially. I mean, it's an extremely effective filter. Can take out all the toxins in the air. It is basically what you'll find in a hazmat suit, and it's pretty much the best you're gonna get. We're gonna be running a series of tests on this, Gabe.
First, we're going to be testing the UV light in here to see if it's capable of killing small organisms, which, for that, we're going to be using a yeast. And we have some syrup water here. We're going to add the yeast in here, and then we're going to put this bottle right on that plank there, and then we're going to close the thing and put the UV lights on. And we're also going to run another bottle that is not exposed to UV with the yeast in it. And we're going to see, basically, whether or not the yeast is able to survive in there. This is just a basic baker's bread yeast, bread rising yeast. We've already tested it. It definitely grows. And
yes. We know for a fact this will work. So I'm going to get the panel here. I'm going to plug in my device. I'm going to move here.
And we'll also show you the safety function that the lamps won't activate if the back panel is not installed.
Yes, so you can't flash yourself.
So we're going to go ahead and it's plugged in now. Yep. We're going to turn on the see, nothing turns on. I flip the switch. Nothing turns on unless the back panel is closed.
That's
so
right. So is it still
it's
on?
operating right. Yep.
Okay,
so now we're going to put the back panel on. Nothing's turning on, and now there's a very slight blue glow in the top.
Have turned on. So let's.
Which is not unsafe to look at.
Now we put one inside.
There's one bottle in there.
I'll just leave the other one right here.
Yes.
Now we will.
Right there on the desk. Plop that on. The interesting thing too is you have to put the top in first, so that you can't basically close that shunt.
Did I just put this thing upside down?
Unless the thing is fully covered.
Okay. Now that's plugged in. So we will turn on the UV.
And there we go. We're now running our test.
UV is on.
You see these two green lights here basically indicate whether or not those UV lamps are on. That's so you don't have to look at anything, any potential danger for your eyes.
Each light indicates each lamp. Yeah, each light indicates which lamp is working. And, you know, there's also the fan you can turn on.
So you can hear that working. We won't leave it running because that won't...
I don't want to suck in dust and stuff. Affect the experiment. So. Yeah, we're going to let that run for how long, you think?
We should start to see activity in the bottle that's unchanged, and then we'll... we should start to see activity in that bottle, and then we'll let that run for about an hour or so to see just how vigorous it is. And then then we'll turn those lights off and take a look inside and see how the other one fared. We've let these bottles sit for about a couple hours, right?
Yeah, like 2 or 3.
And this one, you can see it's foaming at the top, and it has a very distinct smell of sourdough or bread, which you would expect, because it's the same process essentially as when you bake bread and let the bread rise.
Yeah. So now we're going to inspect the yeast, which has been exposed to nothing but UV for the last few hours,
Right.
and see how that has affected it.
We'll see if there's any significant difference. I'll flip the switch off first, and then
More time might be necessary.
so
Oh,
the light in there.
let's take this out.
There's
Oh.
significantly less bubbling, it looks like.
Wow, that is a huge difference in foam.
And it still smells slightly like bread, but definitely not as strong as this one.
Put them next to each other so you can compare. Yeah, that's a big difference right there. So the UV has killed off a lot of this yeast before it could at all interact. But it's pretty clear just from a few hours that a large proportion of the microbial life there has been killed off from those UV lights. So those definitely do their job. All right, next test.
Yep. Alright, so we've got our smoke bomb and our lighter. So what we're going to do is just light the smoke bomb, drop it in there, quickly close the top off, and then see how it deals with the smoke. And then we'll do a test without the box, without the machine in there, and then 2 more of the same 2 tests.
All right,
So,
let's go ahead and get
here you go. You ready?
Yep.
As soon as it is dropped in there. I don't even see any smoke.
I don't see any smoke either. I saw some briefly.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, there's no more smoke.
Did that actually just take it all up?
I think it did. Let's open the top up and see what happens.
Alright, yeah.
Bring the camera forward.
Let's go ahead and open this up and see if there's nothing.
There's a smell.
Yeah, there's definitely a smell.
It smells pretty much vacating immediately. I'll tell you what, that seems to work pretty well. Alright, let's open the top up and see what we got.
It still looks like it's sucking. I see smoke in there actually, so. But
That's a lot better than
it's
last
not
time.
coming out of the top.
That is an effective tool.
Wow.
Got another smoke test arrived. This time, rather than using a primitive smoke bomb to get firewood, we're going to use one we've actually made out of potassium nitrate and sugar.
Basically, it melts the mixtures together really well and it creates a lot of smoke.
So, let's see what that looks like without trusting machine.
Here you go. Top on.
Wow.
You can see, filled it up with smoke.
How fast can I clear that out? Oh, it's clearing.
Oh yeah.
Look at it go. I can actually see the unit inside of it.
Much less out here this time too.
Alright.
Take the lid off.
You guys should open it up.
Yeah. This we did before. It comes out.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh my gosh. Wow, look at that. Nothing.
Running like a dream too.
No impact on its performance. It's not even warm.
No smell either.
It smells like the unit. That was very successful considering we just dumped a crap ton of smoke in there. For
More than it
science.
should normally be meant to handle too.
Let's put another one in.
Yeah. Lid being put on.
Lid's on.
And smoke generation. Zoom in on those vents. You can see it's filling up with smoke. And clearing.
Wow, look how fast it does that. Clearing a room full of smoke in under a minute.
Let's go ahead and take that lid off.
Yep, you ready?
Yep.
It's less than a 15-second period. And there's
No smoke.
Oh my god. That's like a magic trick.
Wow. Just sucked it down. Nothing in here.
Well, I think we can call that a success.
I definitely think so as well. That this is a mixture well known for creating tons of smoke. It's like ridiculous. You saw the ones before where we didn't have the machine in it, and it's just like everywhere. So I'm actually surprised.
Yeah, I'm genuinely impressed. Let's see how the filters stood up.
I was worried. I thought it wasn't gonna show anything because there was just too much smoke.
I was too, and we open it up and there's nothing in there. So now we're gonna take it out of here. We're gonna open it up and we're gonna look at what the filters look like. If there's any impact on those. This unit continued to operate while fire was scorching onto it, while huge volumes of semi-noxious gas were being pumped through it.
From the back too.
Look at this. We got scorch marks here. We got scorch marks on the bottom
From the smoke bombs earlier.
from fire directly onto it. Carbon staining all along it. This thing continued to basically operate in what would amount to a house fire.
Yeah.
And not only that, it cleared the smoke out of this entire room. You know, this massive volume of smoke which inhibited you from seeing anything in there in under 15 seconds, which is really impressive. So, let's open it up. Oh
So we're gonna take a look at the filters, see if there's any noticeable changes.
Look at that. There we go.
Alright, let's take a look at that filter.
Wow, look at that coloring. There's literally chunks of carbon in here.
Yeah, it caught those chunks.
Caught everything. Let's look at the other side of it.
Caught all the tiny particles too. This was white before.
Yeah.
Now it's dark gray.
We put it through hell.
What about the other one?
Industrial HEPA filter.
Was there anything on the other side of that, by the way?
There was some. Yeah, it looks like there's some coloring got through to this, but it's significantly less than the top for sure. Now, that's only the first layer of protection. Once we get down to the second layer, it's the same color as when we left it.
Yeah.
Wow. So,
Nothing on it.
a house fire didn't even get to the second filter.
Check in there. Anything in the motor?
Nothing.
No dust or anything?
Nothing. It's running just as smoothly. Yeah, I think you could put this thing through a couple house fires. That's very impressive.